Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Norton Man Reviews episode. I'm John Norton. I'm your host, your guide, your whatever through the comics of. I don't know. I don't have anything cool to say. You know, I'm not the Watcher from What If. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna be looking at more stuff. So the last video I did was Savage Wolverine number 1 through 5. That was by Frank Cho. We're going to continue with Savage Wolverine for the next 3 issues at least, which were done by Joe Madureira and written by Zeb Wells. And then there's a couple more issues in this book done by Jock. I don't know if we'll get to those. But Joe Madureira, man, is he a good artist. Now, if you watch my brother Rob's channel, which I'm sure you do, he has talked about Joe Madureira's stuff quite a bit. I've done a couple videos with Rob where we've looked at some of his stuff. Rob had looked at some issues of Ultimates, that Joe Mad had done. And while the art in it is good, it's also like very annoying and frustrating because from how Robert explains it, and it's harder for me to tell, but once he like pointed it out to me, like even years ago, it's I couldn't unsee it. Joe Mad had stopped inking his art, whether it was himself inking or getting another inker. He just stopped, and he just put the colors right on the pencils, which just makes it look not very great. In our opinion, his black and white pencil pages are amazing, and he is so good in so many different ways. This is later on in his career. He had done Uncanny X-Men for quite a long time, and then he had moved on to Battle Chasers, and he did that for a little bit until he stopped, even before like the first storyline was over, to go do video games. And then he came back a couple of times to do some stuff for Marvel. He did the Ultimates, he did Avenging Spider-Man, he did some Savage Wolverine. I don't know if he did anything after this. But I had gotten this. I was at our local library, and I was looking at some stuff, and that's where I got the Frank Cho Savage Wolverine. And I saw this, so I'm like, I'll just pick it up. So I'm going to do these before I have to return the book. Savage Wolverine, hands on a dead body. That's gross. So Zeb Wells as the writer, I'm not too familiar with whatever else he has done. He's fine, I guess. Artist Joe Madureira, Madureira, I guess. And Peter Steigerwald as a color artist. Cool. Then letterers and stuff, and Savage Wolverine 9 through 11 is by Jock. All right. So number 6, Spider-Man and Wolverine on the cover. That's cool. Classic Madureira stuff. All right, where are we at? We're at Shield Nega Compound. A couple guys talking about I don't know, relationship stuff. Just talking. Sword comes through, it opens up, and an arm hits these guys, these 2 guards, soldiers. And it's Elektra. Madureira is not known for drawing like sexy women, but he can definitely do it. He drew the fuck out of Red Monica in Battle Chaser. She was sexy as hell. So she shows up, she's looking badass. She's kind of going through, making short work of these guys, but not really killing anybody. She's an assassin, she could kill. But she's spraying them with, I don't know, spray paint. And then taking out these guys. She comes up to this laser grid. Stay away from me, don't touch me. Who's talking down here? One of these guys. It's a federal offense if you touch me. Still talking. Anyways, she jumps through like the laser grid. Those are some kind of cool little shots of her jumping and landing. And she comes to this what looks like a huge coffin. You know, it has the cross on it. That's a coffin. And it's being guarded by SHIELD agents. That's kind of weird. So she picks the lock with her sword, opens it up, and it says Bullseye. And it gives his names, his aliases, but he's not in there. That's a really good drawing of Elektra's face, right? Mad is so good. It makes me mad how good he is. All right, so we're going back to Hell's Kitchen, and we have Kingpin. I mean, you got Elektra, you got to have Kingpin. So he's talking with this guy, and he's they're representatives of the Hand, and looks, yeah, like they're making a deal, and he's like, he wants, you'll bring it to me now, Kingpin says, and he's like, you don't. He says that we have deemed that not to be the best interest of the Hand, and he says, I am the Hand. Now what? I don't know. I wasn't really following everything at the time. Was Kingpin in control of them? But he was like, that's I guess, you know, that's called into question. They have invoked, let's see, your ninja tire of fighting the petty turf wars of your island empire. They flirt with rebellion. They have invoked the ancient ritual of arbitration. I represent the arbiters. We reanimated the cadaver and tasked it with ending your life. Destroy it and prove you have the strength to lead the Hand into the future, or fall and die in disgrace. You have no say in this. So he's basically like, we have done something, and you don't, even though you're supposed to be the boss of everything, you know, you don't get any say in it. So they reanimated a cadaver, a dead body, which I guess was Bullseye. I can't remember how Bullseye died. How did he die? There was something with Daredevil being taken over by the Hand, or he was in control of the Hand. I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. But he's like, I know that you aren't accustomed to being spoken in this manner, and you may set your anger on the ninja. Basically, take your anger out on them. And so Kingpin just fucks up these two ninjas. Again, Mad's art. I really like that top panel. Some kind of cool panel work going here, not traditional, just like up and down, boring stuff like I tend to do. But then it goes to like some dialogue down here. There's a time when someone came begging for a kill and I gave it to him. Was damn good at it too. That was before I went and became an Avenger. So now you got this shot. It cuts to the Avengers, and Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, and Hawkeye are holding back Wolverine. And he's talking to Captain America. Wolverine's fucking pissed. And Cap's like standing in front of whatever this is. He's like, I'm going to take your fucking heads. I'm going to take your fucking head. Must be talking to this guy. It's over, Wolverine. Let it go, goddammit. I'm Captain America. Listen to me. So basically he's saying they task themselves with seeing me civilized. So he's an Avenger now. Wolverine doesn't just get to do whatever he wants and kill whoever he wants, especially in public. Being with the X-Men is one thing. I'm sure they always had problems with Wolverine constantly killing, but they're seen more as an outlaw group, not really in the public eye like the Avengers were. Like when you're alongside Captain America, you can't just go murdering people, and Captain America's not going to stand for that. So Wolverine's pissed because he got burned, right? This guy on fire, whoever he is, burned the fuck out of Wolverine's face. Wolverine probably jumped into that fucking fire. He knows with his healing factor, he's going to get that shit, you know, take most of the pain and the brunt force. So he probably jumped into it not knowing. But they're like, the Infernock is our prisoner, Wolverine. Put your claws away. He's mad. And Captain America's like, or are you planning to use those claws on me? Like, I'm Captain America. Like, we have a long history. We have great respect for each other. Are you going to use those claws on me, Wolverine? And Wolverine says, I don't appreciate the question. Captain America tells him, I don't appreciate having to ask it. So Wolverine concedes. He snacks. That's instead of snicked for popping his claws out, snacked, his claws go in. He's like, I'm heading back to headquarters. If you want this guy to keep living, take him in the other direction. Don't let him be around me. So They go to Avengers Tower. It's a different Avengers Tower from the first New Avengers that I had reviewed when they first got together. This is years later. A lot of shit has gone on since that. So Wolverine's trying to lay low, but people aren't really like, no one's lining up to bank time with him. So they're trying to just stay out of his way. He's getting beer. Spider-Man says, you should do something about your face. What do you think the beer is for? He goes into his room and he finds Spider-Man there, fucking with his shit. Spider-Man, what are you doing, man? He's messing with his swords with Wolverine. Now, Spider-Man and Wolverine have had kind of a interesting relationship. I actually have a book like I've been meaning to review where it's the first time that they met out of costume. I mean, they've met in Secret Wars, but they've met, and Rob did a cool review of Todd McFarlane doing Spider-Man Wolverine in interaction with the Wendigo. Go check that out on his channel. But it's like Wolverine's killer, Spider-Man is not. But they kind of like each other a little bit. Spider-Man's trying to be a nice guy to him. He's like, I know you're, in a bad mood. I just thought you might want to talk, about that time you wanted to slaughter a surrendered enemy in front of us. I think it was a couple hours ago. Wolverine's like, sorry if it gives you nightmares. He's like, I just want to hear your take on that. I know when I mess up, and Wolverine says, who says I messed up? So Spider-Man's trying to talk like, hey, you wanted to murder somebody in front of us, and that's not what we do. Let's talk about it. Wolverine's like, shut the fuck up, Spider-Man. Like, I know what I'm doing. Don't talk to me like I'm a child. Spider-Man saying, I can't talk to you with the Phantom of the Opera stuff going on, half mask on his face, and it's healing to your face. He's trying to peel it off. And then somebody's there. It says Logan's name. And it's Elektra. Another cool shot of Elektra. Now, Wolverine and Elektra have also had some history together. I know two instances where when Wolverine lost his adamantium and he finally got it, well, he didn't get it back, but there was an attempt for him to get it back. And in that attempt, it was issue number 100 of Wolverine, drawn by Adam Kubert. Wolverine went into a more feral state. He had no nose. It was stupid. But Elektra was tasked by Stick for whatever reason to bring Wolverine back and make him the honorable man that he was, right? And then I'm sure they had more encounters, but then there was another time when Wolverine, in his comic book, there was a storyline called Enemy of the State where Wolverine was captured by the Hand and his mind was reprogrammed and he was out killing superheroes. He had to fight a bunch of the Marvel Universe. That's a really good one. I'll probably look at that sometime, drawn by John Romita Jr. Really good stuff. But Elektra was a big part of that. She helped him through that. And so they have a lot of respect for each other. No relationship, no romantic stuff, I don't think. She's always into Daredevil. But she's like, there's trouble. So he's like, ugh, give me 2 minutes. And even Spider-Man's like, just like that, huh? So while Wolverine's getting ready, Spider-Man's awkwardly trying to talk to serious as fuck Elektra. And he says, hey, you remember me? Spider-Man. Okay, she's just silent, right? Did you see the new Star Trek? This must have been around 2009. So he's trying to ask, do you have any superpowers? I've never been clear on that. And he says, I got bit by a spider. He's just being awkward. And she finally says, you should know who we face. I should. That would be great. Spider-Man thinks like he's talking to her. He's along for the ride. Wolverine says, it doesn't matter. And you're talking to him. So he says, let's go. And Spider-Man's like, what should I tell everybody? He's like, just don't tell anyone. Like, man to man, just don't. This is not an Avengers problem. This is an Elektra problem. And Elektra problems need killing. And so he's like, just be serious. Don't say anything. And they jump off. So they just leave Spider-Man behind. All right. Where are we at? Back to more hand shit. Now, the art's not too bad in this. Mad's art is always good. It's hard for me to tell how, like, is this inked or not? You know, um, if it isn't, and it's done the same way where it's just the pencils and then the colors, I think it looks better than that of Ultimate Avengers stuff or that Ultimate stuff. Robert, you tell me what you think, or do a review on these yourselves and tell me everything you think. All right, so ninja hand shit doing on, still good work. Um, I don't know what they're doing. I don't care. I'm more here for the art. This story is just kind of simple. So Wolverine, and this is an older outfit. That's not what he was wearing during the Avengers time. But he's going with Elektra here. And her scent is silken iron, no sweat. It tells me nothing. Is that more poetry? Wolverine's a poet on the inside. And then he gives some history. A few years back, the hands sunk their teeth into me good, made me kill a bunch of people, some of them friends. That's the enemy of the state. She didn't hold against me. She pulled me out and helped me do what needed done. So he says, like, we're kindred spirits. She's just like me. It's nice how being with her feels hell of a lot like being alone. They're not talking. They don't need to. I mean, I'm sure he's like looking at her ass right there. She's running in front of him. I mean, you couldn't help it, even if you're not meaning to. But they're going by people, and it's just like she's silent. She's a ninja. He's digging it. So they come up on Wilson Fisk here, and there's Lady Deadpool, Lady Bullseye. And she came, like, she's 6 feet away, and Wolverine didn't hear a thing. Did he not smell her? He says, I gotta stop hanging out with ninja chicks, like Elektra. Lady Bullseye, your choice of wardrobe is unfortunate. I mean, yeah, how is this what is this costume? It comes down here, and then just this one thing covering her nipple right here. Is that paint? Body paint? Might as well be. I mean, what is this? I can't tell. I mean, or is it just like she doesn't like Bullseye because, Bullseye stabbed the fuck out of her. So Wolverine's thinking, like, okay, Elektra can handle herself. I was brought here for a reason. I'm going to kill Kingpin. But Elektra stops him, and she says no. It's like, oh, now you get chatty. And then Lady Bullseye and her titty popping out is coming at him. But Kingpin stops the stars there that she threw. And he basically says, like, you're both under my employ. And he's like, she didn't tell you? Until Bullseye's body is destroyed, you both work for me. Okay. That must have been Bullseye's body that they were talking about before. And then back to the hand doing some ritual shit. And some creepy... They will face the Arbiters. Who was facing the Arbiters? Must be Kingpin stuff. Are these guys after Kingpin? I guess. All right. End of the issue. Number 7. Cool issue. I mean, cool shot of Wolverine. Good detail. Good job, Matt. 1 minute. So now they're on this helicopter and they're going to be dropped in. I guess they got a mission. They're doing stuff. I don't really know or care. I mean, I read these once before, and I probably only looked at them since for Joe Mad's art. The story was just very not engaging for me. So they jump out. He lands, she lands. And there are these fucking monsters? What is this? Ninjas, monsters, whatever. Fisk does you great injury, sending you and the animal to meddle with the Arbiters. Hey, come on, that hurts. Words hurt. Do you honestly think he has told you what truly transpires? Elektra doesn't give a fuck. She just throws a sigh right into his head. And then she's like, just bring it, jabroni. So jumping, swiping. Can't blame her for wanting to skip to the end. Yeah, that's saying something. Truth is, I ain't much gonna fight, not at first. Then I take a few hits and something in me starts waking up. Part of me I don't like admitting is there. It's like his inner monologues. I know he's speaking to us. It's someone, like, a comic could be someone's first, but I don't know, just gets kind of silly. Wolverine goes into his Berserker mode. Then these guys, who are these guys? They were with the Hand, and they're watching. They're talking, something about the Arbiters. Alright, they're still watching, and they fucked up all the ninjas, as we knew they would. And they get one of these guys to open the door, so they go in. Some ritual going on below, some crazy hand ritual. And he wants each of these guys to give their lives, but this guy's like, no, I don't want to. But this little creepy doll thing, whatever it is, gaze at Kingpin the Faceless and know your place. And so he just kills himself because she said so. Just right there. That's okay. That's fucked up. So they're running through. After they get into this place, just still good mad art. It's so good. There's like I don't know. It's not very, like, bright, like the coloring, but it's hard to tell as opposed to some of Joe Mad's, like, X-Men stuff, which was very bright. Hard to tell what's going on sometimes, but still so good. All right, so he comes up to these guys, and Mikaru the Blind, the Truth Sayer. This guy speaks truth? All right. Your words have the tenor of fear. Does the truth terrify you? You ghost who walks as a woman, because she got killed. She was dead for a while, came back. An animal who walks as a man. And you know what? Again, words hurt. I don't care if it's the truth. Words hurt. More talking, more creepy bad guy stuff. Wolverine picks up a rock. He's like, done. He throws it, hits this big guy, and he points like, right here, I'll take this one. He's like, I'm done listening to this guy. He's like, let's just get on with this bullshit. You know, I don't need to listen to all this nonsense up here. Am I going to regret not knowing what he says here until later in the story when I'm confused? Maybe. So that's cool. Wolverine. I mean, what can I say? I mean, how many times am I going to say Joe Mad is fucking awesome? Okay, so Elektra, she's talking. You spread Fisk's lies like a pestilence. Your tongue tickles my ears with their filth. And she says, you're the liar. Am I not the truth slayer? Go, you shall see. Basically, whatever Fisk is telling her, he's lying. Big surprise. That's a cool fucking shot of Elektra. It's so good. Alright, Wolverine's fighting a big monster. Son of a bitch is smiling. So is Wolverine. Alright. Back to the hand ninjas who killed themselves with the ritual. Elektra's there. The body, you're too late. She's already gone. Oh yeah, I'm starting to come back to me. Like, so it says she's already gone, but I thought they were going after Bullseye. But she's... Uh-oh. Who's back? Hey, buddy. You have to, like, rub right up against the camera. Huh? Huh? Can you say hi to everyone? Here, lay down. Come on. Say hi, Rusty. Oh, headbutt. Cat headbutt. Okay, quit. All right, I'll pet you for a second, then you need to lay down, or I'm going to have to yeet you off the table. Okay. Oh. What a cute kitty. All right. Back to... Oh, Jesus. Rusty. Sorry, everyone. Okay, lay down. Lay down. All right. So, big monster and Wolverine are fighting. Still. And he's beating the fuck out of him. Right? Goes back to Elektra. Cool face shot by Mad again. Another one down here. Good facial expressions. So good. It makes me so mad. Mad. Like how good some of these artists are when it just seems so simple. As an artist, like, my friends and family are like, John, you're so good. You should draw for Disney. You should do this. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that'd be great. You should, I can't draw. I'm not ready. I'm not at the level, and I don't know if I ever will be. I don't know if I'm ever have the time to dedicate like these guys do. But what's infuriating, because people who don't know artists, people who are not artists, like they look at this and they think it's like an uncomplicated picture. And it is. It's not complicated, right? But I can't draw that. I can trace it. I can look at it and reproduce it better than the average person. But I can't draw that out of my head and make it look that good. Any of this. Like Joe Mad and like professional artists, like that's what separates people. It's making an uncomplicated drawing, but impossible to reproduce out of like your head. If you can do it, then you're probably really a lot better than I am. But it's hard to explain to people who aren't artists. And those of you who do draw probably know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So now she's back. She's asking Bullseye's body, where is it? Bullseye, what use would the Arbiters have for a deranged assassin? They would use him to test the Kingpin. He may prove that is how he won your allegiance, yes, by promising you revenge. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Shadowland. Oh yeah, that was that storyline where Daredevil became leader of the Hand. I can't remember if it was before or after this. So people are talking to Kingpin and they say Elektra and Wolverine have failed. And then Kingpin is like, I have to call you back. Somebody busts in. And it's this dead, rotting body holding these things. And he says, my wife is here. That's a cool fucking drawing. Oh my god, Mad. Alright, issue number 8. So, cliffhanger, you thought like they were going to resurrect Bullseye and it was like going to be the dead body of Bullseye coming back to kill Kingpin, but it's his wife. Alright, so now, Somewhere Bad. That's, the cover. That'd be a cool poster on my wall. So Wolverine was beat down by that big monster. And now he's hung upside down? How'd he get there? Now Elektra's fighting these fuckers. So now it goes back to Kingpin. He's talking to his dead wife. That is a creepy looking zombie face right there. So I guess, like, to prove his allegiance, they're going to send his dead wife. Can you kill your dead wife again to be leader of the Hand? I guess we'll see. All right. Fighting with more of the Arbiter people. Wolverine's still strung up. And now Vanessa is her name. Slicing at him. He's fighting her. And he says, that's enough. I am the Kingpin. He just has enough. Dexter won. Elektra fighting the big monster. That's a cool shadow. Cool shading. Sometimes, like, I do something similar to this where, like, I do a shadow or shading on a face and I'm like, ah, damn, that looks cool. And then I basically, like, reproduce that in other drawings. I'm sure Mad just, like, did this, off just out of nowhere, like they're that good. Like they don't have to like copy themselves once they find one thing they do good. They're just constantly making good art. All right, is more poetry. Then I feel that thing in me. I try not to stir the animal in me, the killer. Always trying to keep the animal in. Always trying not to be the killer. But she wakes it. This fucking creepy doll thing, I guess. And that's a cool image of him in his Weapon X gear. Cool shot of Wolverine, creepy stuff. What is this? Who is this? Oh, those are his claws coming out while he's strung up. I guess. Who knows? Who cares? That'd be a cool piece of art on your wall if you had the original. Alright, Wolverine busts out. He's crazed animal. Rawr, and he jumps at the big fucking monster. And he's still slashing at it. And while this guy was smiling before, he ain't smiling now. He ain't putting no more. And Wolverine, he's just gonna kill it. And this guy's sad. Goes back to Kingpin. Is he gonna do the same thing? Is he gonna kill his wife? But let's see. Wolverine does not. He does not kill the guy. Even though he wanted to kill this guy in the front, he decides he doesn't want to now. He doesn't want to be that killer. He doesn't want to be that animal. Even though that's why Iron Man got him part of the team in the first place. It's you need the killer in this day and age. And let's see, you guys are free to leave. And Wolverine's like, I'm not leaving until Elektra. And she's like, I've had enough. It's like, sounds like a plan. So he was going to keep going for her. He's like, I'm here for you, babe. But she's like, let's go. And they said, you have earned your passage. Arbiters judge you a noble man. Cool. Who cares? Guess the arbiters don't know crap. And they're talking. He's a truth-sayer. Why do you torture yourself? Does the lion weep for the gazelle? Does the slaughter dim its majesty? That all sounds good, bub, but I'm not an animal. No, you are not. Oh, that's nice. See, words also, heal. It pays to be nice. Not everybody can be nice, not just once or twice. Alright, Kingpin, dead wife. They're fighting. He's like, the same thing. It's parallels with Kingpin being a monster and Wolverine being an animal. And he says, you're the one showing me I need not be a monster. Please don't make me one now. He doesn't want to kill her. She's like, calm down, but then she doesn't. And he says, I love you, and he fucking kills her. I give you peace, my love, and she's dead now again. Wait. What? She kills the guy behind him? She has this weapon. She has it, and she throws it, goes by him, I guess. Then he kills her. But it hit this guy. Who's this guy? I don't know. He's probably going to kill Kingpin. This is sad. And it's like, is it you? You weren't trying to kill me here. Because she said Wilson. And then she said Wilson like he's going to kill him. But she was going after the guy behind him. Oh. And he killed her. That's tragic. And he's like, is it you? And she says goodbye, and he's fucking sad. Do not leave me again. That's when you know you got a good villain. When you feel for him. There's layers, and it's not just a cackling, I want to rule the world, or I want to be evil just because. Some shit is on this. So, Kingpin is a complicated character. He's an interesting bad guy, and in the live-action Daredevil and soon to be the Echo TV series, he is going. That actor was Vincent D'Onofrio. He plays him really, really well. All right, back to the hand, and I don't know. They kill the guy from the beginning, I guess. Alright, so we're back with Wolverine and Elektra at Avengers Tower. She's like, I wouldn't have spared that guy's life if our places were reversed. He's like, I made a decision. I don't know if it was the right one. He's like, I didn't say it was wrong. I go to wrestle Bullseye's body from Fisk. Much death will follow me. I think best I do this alone. Goodbye, Logan. And he's like, can we fuck before? No? Just like that, she's gone, and she didn't even hear any of my poetry. And he's like, I'm not in much mood for company anyway, and fucking Spider-Man is still there. I sewed up your sheets. I only had blue thread, though, so it looks kind of... Because he has probably blue thread because of his costume. You're in a mood. I'm just going to take off. And he's going to leave. And he's like, you know what? You can stay if you... and sit quietly. Like, you can hang out with me. Like, I don't need to be alone. Just be quiet. He's like, okay, sure, Logan. So they sit down. That's nice. And, like, Spider-Man can't help himself. He's like, so did. And he says, quietly. Yeah, sure. Got it. And then it goes back to Kingpin. He faced the Arbiter's judgment, I guess. I'm glad we agree that you no longer find your European... Oh, whatever. I don't know, something with that. Well, and that's the end of that quick 3-issue little story. So that's fun. So the rest of this book, 9, 10, 11, 3 more issues are done by Jock. I don't know who he is. I've never read these. I know the name Jock. What has he done? He did the art and the writing on this. I have no idea what this storyline is. He's very stylized. Sorry, my phone makes noises whenever I get a text message on my watch. Anyways, do you like Jock? Like, do you want me to do these 3? I'm not going to do them right now, but do you want to see a separate video with these issues and his art? You have an itching for, to see what Jock does? You have a Jock itch? Tell me if you have, just say in the comments, put Jock itch, and I'll know that you want me to review. I guess I should read them, like these 3, and look over the art. Cool art. Might not be a bad idea. Anyways, Joe Mad. Awesome art. Even if his stuff is not inked and it's colored, like, that's not the way to go. It's not the cool thing to... what I want to see, but he's still such an amazing artist. And I have some other things that I want to look at with his. I got 2 things that I need to look at. I don't know which one I'm going to do next. So there's this X-Men Visionaries, which just has a bunch of old X-Men with Joe Mad's art when he was becoming mega popular. So I could do this, or I could do Daredevil, done by David Mack, Joe Quesada, which is the first introduction of Echo, and she has her show coming out now. So I kind of want to do this. I was planning on doing this one next, but it's kind of a complicated read. You, especially in certain places, like you have to turn the book, like this. You have to kind of read it like that to understand what's going on. It has all these little kind of crazy details. But I want to get into this because the Echo TV show is coming out. I have no idea if it's going to be good or not. Some people are saying it's going to be good. I have no idea. But I need to kind of reread this first. I was looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember a bunch of this, but there's still so much I need to read to properly. Such good art, Joe Quesada. Anyways, so one of these I'm going to do. I'm thinking I might do this and maybe do these as single issues and put some shorter videos out. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. Thank you all, everyone. Let me know what you thought of Savage Wolverine. Do you like Joe Mad's art as much as I do? If not, tell me why. What's your favorite thing? Is it X-Men? Is it Battle Chasers? Is it some of his newer stuff? And then tell me which one of these you'd like to see, if either of them. So, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.